Talking on body mods though, I've been thinking about getting a like a tattoo gun. Because I've thought about it, and I really want one of the pieces that I have to be one of my own shitty pieces of art. Because I can't draw. That's why I want it. Because it's gonna look...
Yeah. No, yeah.
Part of the aesthetic. It wouldn't be a big one. It would be,
What would you do?
Dunno. Toad or something, maybe. Or...
What, from Mario?
Maybe. I don't know.
Or are you talking like a frog?
I thought about a frog, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm a gamer, that's for sure. One of my mom's friends, she had a son. Well, she's not here anymore, but her son was doing tattoos for people. And I mean, they weren't, like, terrible or anything, but, it's how do you get better at doing tattoos? Like, it's literally just rough drafting on people until...
shit comes up, yeah.
Oh my god. I would be nervous. I would be nervous letting someone who'd never actually tattooed someone before do me.
See, that's why I want to do it on my own body, because then it's like, you know, I'm not going to disappoint anyone then, because I know what's...
Yeah. No one's going to feel bad, no one's going to feel hurt. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, you're going to obviously feel hurt, but...
If it's shit, I'll like it more.
No, I'm talking about the pain.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Some people have a strange pain tolerance. Yeah.
Which we'll get into on Extreme Human Feats episode at the end of the season.
I have no idea how. Like, is it just like you're born like that, or?
I don't know. There's this woman, though, like, she has no pain tolerance. So, what did we do in the UK? A news station here got her on national TV live in the morning to eat the world's spiciest peppers. Just live, just sit there and eat them to prove that she doesn't feel pain.
God. Wouldn't that mess up, like, her sinuses or whatever? I know if I ate one of those peppers, I'd literally have a running nose for, like, 3 weeks. Thinking about it, though, like, that could be dangerous. Like, if you had no pain tolerance, you wouldn't know when's the limit. It would be scary in a sense, almost. No, but back to ear stretching, though. I think I had a cousin once who stretched her earlobes out just a little bit. I think it wasn't major. She didn't do it, like really, like, crazy like some people do. But I remember, I was like, wait. I remember making the joke, and I felt so bad afterwards. Like, can I stick my, like, finger through it? And she's like, yeah, if it got big enough. And I'm like, wow. That was, like, breaking point. Like, how crazy they could get. And now looking at the majority of this list, it's a lot wilder.
Yeah, I mean, it goes from implants to amputations.
I mean, for the most part, like, the ones like, the ones that require surgery, I would put on, like, the brink of, like, the most extreme. But, like, for, like, teeth sharpening or, corsetting, I think, like, it's not as extreme. Like, I know for teeth sharpening, it's just like an acrylic thing. I think it's acrylic.
Yeah.
I think it's acrylic. They say it doesn't hurt. I think it's just like an add-on to your teeth, honestly.
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of like grills, but it's acrylic. It's the same thing as dentures for people that need fake teeth and have veneers done and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, cosmetically to be pointy, very sharp.
Could veneers be considered a body mod? I mean, you are getting your teeth removed. You know what I mean?
Not all people with veneers get their teeth removed, I don't think. I think some people still, like, it's just filed down.
Ah, okay.
Because you have to replace the veneers every, like, 20 years, I want to say, or something.
Aren't
like,
they?
Veneers and stuff aren't permanent. You need to get them every now and again. You need to get them changed. And they cost a lot of money to change as well. Like, people go to places like Turkey to get them done cheap, especially in this country. They'll go to Turkey to get it done cheap, and it will just be... You can just tell the teeth look so fake, and, like...
Yeah, that's one thing. Like they cost like I don't know. I guess I wouldn't. I guess it wouldn't be considered a body mod specifically, but like it is something you can do.
I guess it still is a body mod though, because you're modifying a part of your body.
Yeah, I mean, like
for aesthetic purposes, for cosmetic purposes.
Yeah, just like the sharpening or even elf ears.
Mhm.
I mean, again, elf ears is one of those ones that are like a procedure, and I'm guessing you're either. Can you add? I don't think you can add cartilage, can you? Or would it be just like skin? I wonder. I mean,
But surely if it was skin, it'd just flop down, right?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Like the cartilage has to be there to hold up the skin.
Yeah.
Especially in its pointy
that
formation for elf ears like that, surely.
I think the elf ears kind of reminds me of like the microdermal, I think that is. Microdermal implants, like the 3D art on the arm.
Mhm.
Or not even in just the arm, like we saw the one with like Tony Stark in his chest. That I know.
Yeah.
That
Didn't Kim Kardashian have it done as well? And in the nicest way, Kim, it did look like donuts.
I mean, yeah. I don't know if that picture was fake though, which I mean I didn't really feel like digging too much into it because we were doing stuff at the time, but I'm pretty sure that was like temporary. You can have them temporarily done, you can have them like permanently done. I'm not sure I'm not sure how you have it temporarily done. I would imagine it's still a procedure. No?
I think so, but how would it get done? Because there's very little scarring. I mean, there has to be, otherwise, the implant's not going to look good.
Yeah, I think.
Is it silicone-based implants or?
Actually,
Because my thought is if it's injected instead, but then how would it stay in the pattern that it's in?
That's a great question. I mean,
unless they like peel it back like a banana skin,
ooh,
and then they just
lay it there. I don't know.
Maybe I'm not sure, to be honest.
I'm pretty sure how these work though. From some of the pictures I saw, they had an entry point and they just popped them in. Like, I'm sure you could guide it above the skin, but from what I saw, they had an entry point that was scarred, and I'm thinking for the temporary ones, it would be like makeup almost, probably. Like makeup over your skin, I would presume, but for the permanent ones, no, they had an actual like entry point scar, and like I forgot what the tool was called, but they lifted your skin and it's like they slid them under it, especially with the Pokeball one.
Yeah.
That guy, I could only imagine how far it would stretch the skin. I would imagine too, like.
Yeah. Would it like stretch the skin beyond repair? Would it?
That's
because are these implants forever? Do they dissolve or anything? Like,
no,
do
they're
they
permanent.
Need to be, they're permanent, as in like you're gonna rot away and there's just gonna be this implant left.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because there are the two different permanent and temporary. So I would imagine
that's not very environmentally friendly, is it? Greta would be rolling.
I would assume, like I said, it would probably be biodegradable though, because
I would hope so.
I would hope so. Like there was an artist, he was an Australian artist. His name was Stellark. Ear on the Arm Project, it was called. Excuse me.
Right.
He called it one of his greatest projects of all time, and he still has it on his arm. But yeah, it reacted. They tested it on a mouse or a rat.
Real human cartilage or real cartilage or an implant? Because I know that they made cartilage on a mouse, like they regrew cartilage from stem cells.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was.
Okay.
I just couldn't think of the words at the time. Literally, like it took time to form. Like it was serious. Like it started in 2006. I remember that much of the story. And yeah, as time developed and as it developed more, is like, I think in 2012 I remember on not the news but TV show, it was like, yeah, he did an interview with somebody. It was like, it's almost to the point where you could put a microphone in and you could like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, hear it across the world. Like he said, if you were in San Francisco and he was in London, you would be able to hear it. Like you'd be able to hear what he's hearing by implanting a microphone inside of the ear on his arm. I'm not even joking. It's probably something
I can think of some instances, though, unfortunately, where you would probably not want that microphone in your arm.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, too.
Like, would it be broadcasting all the time? Do you get to just pick and choose to listen in and listen out? Because otherwise, you're stuck with it all the time.
I would assume...
Live feed, just...
Yeah, I would hope you could turn it off. You know what I mean?
Here's what I'm doing.
I mean... It would almost do that. It'd be an invasion of privacy. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's one thing to have, like, an ear and already be hearing it, but, like, you have an ear broadcasting to the world.
I can't imagine their husband or wife being very happy with that at all.
No.
I feel like it might cause some problems in the bedroom.
Dude. His whole thing was the human body's obsolete, and it's funny. It played off of that because in the end, he had the microphone inserted, but he had to take it out because of infection. Which
I'm not surprised. It's foreign. Body is not gonna want it there.
No, I mean, like I said, it played back on the whole thing. The body's obsolete, but like it raises a question for me. It's like, as time goes on and technology advances, what's stopping us from, like, hell, I don't know, having a mechanical limb? You know what I mean? Like monitoring neural waves and like from the brain, or like any because you can already, like, what is it, not monitor the nerves, but like, you know how I'm talking about people with the prosthetic hand that they can move it?
Yeah, cybernetic prosthetics. I don't know if they're cybernetic or not. But yeah, they connect with the nerves so that you still have full range of motion.
Right.
There is some that's voice controlled. I saw on TikTok there was this one guy, and he has a voice controlled hand.
Wow.
So open, close,
Yeah.
etc., etc.
I mean, think about it, though. Like, Elon Musk is introducing the BioWave, the BioWave chip or whatever. And I mean, don't quote me on that, but essentially it's going to allow us to communicate telepathically. Like, how far can that technology advance? Like, think about it, honestly.
I don't know if I would want to communicate cybernetically with people. Random people? Definitely not.
No.
People I know, even more so not, I don't think. It's very noisy up here, and I feel like, leave me to my ruckus.
Yeah, I wonder how that would work, though. Would that be, like, not implanting, but, like, would that be projecting your, like...
Thoughts?
Yeah, that's what's scary to me.
Could you just read someone's mind?
I would hope
no,
not.
thank you.
No. Because, like, there's...
Caught in 4K. Just all the time.
4K, 60 FPS, holy.
No lag whatsoever. Ping at 0, just fully...
There's those people on Instagram that are like, would you rather be able to read minds for 24 hours or, like, fly or be invisible?
I'd love to read minds. I just wouldn't want someone being able to read mine.
No. And I think that's what it would, like, introduce.
It makes us sound sus as hell, but, like...
I mean, it's an invasion of privacy.
We're teenagers, guys, okay?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not anymore, but...
Oh, wait, yeah, you're 20 now.
Yeah,
Oh.
but still,
I'm in this boat alone. Damn it.
Yeah. I'm the actual adult.
Sheesh. I mean, I don't know. I would need safety measures, like, you know what I mean, like, especially for
I'd
that.
need some sort of like lock on the door so that people couldn't just walk in and out the room whenever they wanted.
No. Yeah, you're right. But I mean, it does. It opens up like, especially that project alone. Like, think of as technology advances, like what his project, the project on the arm.
100%. I mean, if we can get it done, if it gets done, it's fascinating. I'm not against technological advances like that whatsoever. It's how we're gonna evolve. I think I don't think humans are gonna have another physiological evolution. I think now that we have discovered technology and discovered how to control and understand technology a little bit more, I think our evolutions going forward are going to be mental, spiritual, I don't know, technological.
No, yeah, definitely.
For sure. I think the majority of our evolutions are going to be in cybernetic enhancements, chips, anything to enhance the human body without doing it, doing it through computers and wires and stuff like that.
I think a good example of that actually is like, I was introduced to technology at a somewhat young age, maybe 10 or 11, you know what I mean? And I was able to pick it up quite quick. Like, especially with this PC, I've been able to learn things in a very timely manner, like, very timely. And an example of that is with the younger generations. It's a prime example between the older and the younger generations, like how it's not as easy for the older generation to pick it up, but as for the younger generation, there are kids 7, 8 years old literally on computers doing things I don't even know how to do. You know what I mean? So it's like how as time goes on, and not the younger, but the earlier and the easier technology gets, how more intriguing it'll be for the further generations. Because I mean, we came up in a very lucky time, if I'm being honest, for all of this.
Yeah, I mean, the older generations, they'll always say, I didn't have this growing up. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have mobile phones. We do, and it was a very interesting time to grow up in. I grew up, phones weren't still the end-all be-all like they are today. Technology wasn't, like, as important. Growing up with technology for me, I didn't have a proper phone until, I want to say, like 14, 15, because I never really had the need for it. I wasn't on social media until then. I had a little cheap, like, pay-as-you-go phone for emergencies and stuff for when I went out. But yeah, like, technology, not until maybe like 15, 16 wasn't a big part of my life. And then I started getting consoles. I, got a better phone. Technology started to just go up and up and up and up. And that's when smartphones started to come out. And
you were with
all
it.
These new apps. And yeah, I got to see it firsthand.
Yeah. I mean, I think growing up, we had a emergency, like pay phone or whatever that you like you paid for it by the minutes per year, and it was strictly for emergencies or talking to my parents. We didn't get smartphones until we could pay for them ourselves, so it was very interesting, like smartphones especially, because now I can't really see myself without my phone, but like back then compared to now, it's like
we did live that life. We lived that life of not, it's going to sound bad, and the older generation, you guys aren't, you're probably not going to get it, but waking up and the first thing you do is check Twitter, you check Discord, whatever social medias that you have, not out of, like, addiction to the phone, but, like, it's just, it's part of the routine. It's part of life now for that to be your main source of news and source of communication. And
Yeah.
so instinctively, it's the first thing you check, kind of thing.
Of course.
But more so, I guess in our line of what we do, we have to check it more often anyway, because what we do is online based. We make content for the internet, and so everything we do, we kind of have to prioritize the internet a little bit. Twitter, it's a form of a branding and
Marketing.
advertisement and marketing, the same with any other social media that we might have, really. So
I mean, as bad as it is, like, I would say, like I say it all the time, I want to delete Snapchat, I want to delete Twitter,
Mhm.
my mental health would go up. And it's not necessarily that my mental health is being dragged by it, it's that I'm letting it. Because using Twitter and using Snapchat are, like, those two things that are kind of beneficial to what we're doing.
Mhm.
You know, it's just a part of it. It's just another part of it that, like, it's the trap that you fall into. It's the difference between the addiction and the necessity of it. Oh, there goes the light.
Here it goes. It'll fall in a minute. There it goes.
Yep.
What was I going to say? I see. I don't have a problem with Twitter. For me, like most social medias, I will use it when I want to use it and can be bothered to use it. But other than that, I kind of just like, you know, I'll have times where I don't go on Twitter for days. I don't check Facebook for months. I don't.
Wow.
Snapchat, probably the one that I check the most often. But
I've
the
come to
one I
notice.
have the least amount of love for is Instagram, but that's purely because of what it is. Because it's photo based, it's just gotten this stigma of people looking a certain way on the internet and body expectations going towards that, and a spike in eating disorders and unrealistic body standards and people hating themselves because of it. And I think it's you know, I have it, I'm guilty of it. I use Instagram personally and for, you know, Twitch and content stuff, but I hate it. I think it's detrimental to a young person's mental health and just input and outlook on themselves.
Yeah, you can definitely. I wouldn't say you can tell, but if there's this aura around, like, the younger generation on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I never got it because, again, I use Instagram, like, I specifically use Instagram for content. And what's crazy to me is when I started when I started posting pictures on myself or whatever, it's like I started to notice that I'm like, I start to get like insecure, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
And it's like,
you notice things about yourself that you don't like a little bit more. You'll like, oh god, I'm guilty of it. I can take like 50 photos before I'm happy with one. Maybe not 50, but like, you know, I can take like 10 photos and not be happy with a single one of them.
no, yeah, that's understandable. It's
And like Instagram does not play a part into that at all. But you know, I've started to look at Instagram of like, why does this matter?
Yeah.
Who, like, you know, why do I care? So I've just started randomly posting stuff now. I've stopped caring, to be honest, about it. It's kind of the outlook of most social media now. Not so much of like I don't care and I don't want to use it, like, because I'll still use it. I kind of have to use it, but more a case of like, you know, it's just, it's what I want to do. I'm going to post what I want to post on there. Like, if you don't like it, tough shit. It's not my problem. Just don't look at it then.
Yeah, that's how I that's the same way I've used Snapchat, because like for a while I was in a bad mindset with that, but I mean, as time went on, it's like if you don't want to watch it, just click off, honestly. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? That's just kind of how it, like, and it's kind of like relative, I guess, in a sense, to like the body modification itself. If you don't like it, you don't have to look at it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, even if we would, if we personally don't like any of these body mods and would never get any of these body mods per se, you know, you do you. At the end of the day, it's what you want to do with your body, and whatever makes you happy,
Of course.
as long as it's done like safely and securely and it doesn't give you mad infections and stuff like that, then who cares, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
We gotta stop caring so much about what other people do. Like, it's their life, you know?
yeah.
They're the main character in their world. We're the main character in ours. Let's just let us live our lives. Let's stop caring so much about small, insignificant things,
Yeah, of course,
such as a bit of metal sticking in someone's arm.
Exactly. I mean, some of these, like, a lot of these body modifications look super sick anyway. It's like, just because it doesn't directly appeal to you, doesn't take away from it as a whole. Like, your opinion to the greater standard of things, what's that compared to? You know what I mean? It's like, it's literally art. Body modifications could be considered as art. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Beauty's the eye of the beholder, all of that sort of stuff. Like, art is subjective.
Yep. It's not...
And, yeah.
It's not refined to your opinion on it. Like, I can say, like, for example, somebody could say, like, this is no good, but to somebody else, that could be the most valuable thing they've ever seen. You know what I mean? It's like, your opinion isn't the determining factor on anybody else's doing or what they do, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Right, now, here's a, I guess, topic of discussion. People have spoken about it on podcasts and stuff before. How do you feel about people in the workplace not hiring people because of body mods and stuff like that?
I don't think your hair color, tattoo, piercings, I don't think any of that, even with the extremer body modification, I don't think that should be a reason not to hire someone. I mean, you're assuming at that point, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There could be somebody that, full sleeves, full face of piercings and stuff, you know what I mean? It's not going to matter. They're still going to work harder than the next person in most cases, you know what I mean?
Right. I don't know what the laws are with discrimination in the States. Here in the workplace, there is a discriminatory act of some kind, and it protects you from being, I guess, ostracized or singled out or like fired due to your religion, gender, disability, sexuality, race, just you know, anything that people could, I guess, single you out for. Anything that makes you a little bit different.
When it comes to more extreme ones like tongue splitting, elf ears and stuff like that, I don't think that's a reason to not hire somebody. Like, out of all of the more extreme type of body mods, though, I think scarification was one that interests me in a very high manner. Because not only because of what it is, but how many types of scarification there are. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, because there's a lot of different ways that you can have it done.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think there was how many different ways you could have it done?
I've got about 8.
Yeah, I was about to say 7 or 8. And I mean, I think, I think for all of these, scarification and, like, teeth sharpening would be 2 I would consider, maybe, down the road. It would take some time to think on, but I mean, and I would want to do it in the most respectful way possible because culture behind it and everything.
For me, personally, I don't think I would ever do teeth sharpening, and I think not for me, just as is. I don't think I would look good with them, but also, I had to endure braces for 2 years. I had terrible teeth. And then I had to have a lot of like braces and extra stuff on top to fix my teeth to the lovely point that they are. So I'm kind of very over my teeth now. You know, I take very good care of them because I don't want to mess them up. I wear my retainers every night. Like,
Still?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I don't want them to mess up, and so I would fear that then, you know, getting sharpened teeth
would affect that.
It would just ruin everything I've worked for with my natural teeth, I feel, because us Brits are not known for having good teeth, and I'm trying I'm trying to break this stereotype here. So
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't speak on it or assume, but I've heard people say that before.
it's a stereotype. Especially I know it's one that Americans like to use at us. I heard you say it before, but
I've never heard of it being like a I mean, I've heard of it, but I've never like I've only heard it from other British people or
yeah.
shit.
People everywhere just think that the Brits have bad teeth, which is funny because we can get our, if our teeth are bad enough, they get fixed for free on the NHS. My braces were free. I didn't pay for them.
What the
my braces were free, my retainers, all of it. I didn't pay for any of it.
I'm going to live in the UK for a few years.
Yeah, so if anyone should be having the best teeth, it's surely the people that can get it done free.
Yeah, because braces can be ridiculously expensive.
Very, very expensive. Yeah, I mean, my aunt had Invisaligners, I think, or something like that. The invisible ones. A while back, and I think she had to pay for them, and they cost. And then I was like, yeah, mine are free, but you only get them free for like a certain amount of time. I think up until you're 18, you get stuff for free on the NHS. So I'm talking like prescriptions, dentist appointments, opticians appointments, so like glasses and stuff like that if you have bad eyesight, which I needed all of that.
Well, I mean, back when, speaking on Invisaligns, back when they were first like really introduced, they were super, super expensive. Like, I'm talking ridiculously expensive because they were cheap. They were
It was like cutting edge braces technology almost, because there was no invisible retainers that could change the way your teeth were like braces were.
No, so back then when that technology broke, it was very expensive. I remember I was like 10 or 11. I was like telling my mom, hey, let's get Invisalign, and it was like you really wish. And I was like, I didn't understand it at the time.
Expensive.
Yeah, but when time came around to get braces, like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, I had braces for 3 years, and it was hell. I'm not even lying.
How much did you have to spend on your braces, do you think?
I'm not quite. I'm pretty sure through my dad, the insurance covered all that, so, thank God.
How much would braces usually be in the States?
Like...
if they weren't covered through insurance?
Tens of thousands of dollars. Yeah, it's like, I think it's like $7,000 to $15,000. I'm not even joking.
That's a lot of money. I think I would just have crooked teeth.
I mean,
yeah.
That's why it's literally it. Growing up, we had not bad teeth, but both my parents, their genetics, their teeth are not very great. My dad literally has decaying roots, and it's a genetic thing. I forgot what it's called. Pray to God I don't inherit it because I like my teeth, but yeah, we just had bad teeth just off the rip, and it was like we were taught to brush our teeth twice a day, and it was like two, 3 times a day every day, and it was like we never fell out of that, thank God. But yeah, it really showed when we went to get braces and stuff, though, how long we had to wear them. Luckily for my sister, it was only a year and a half, but for me it was the longest time in that office that they had ever had someone wearing braces. It was it was insane. But no, yeah. Now I think the price and in the amount of like new companies coming up is like creating a price difference in Invisalign, I think. So it's not like the most expensive alternative to braces now.
That's alright. Yeah, because I think braces here, I don't know how much they are for if you don't get them on the NHS. Because if you want braces after the age of like 18, you have to pay for them. So thousands at least, I think, but not in the tens of thousands. But I might be wrong.
The thing is, there is a lot. Like, there's like 4 or 5 dentists every county here, so it's the prices really do vary. I mean,
Right.
if you want a really good one, you're gonna have to go out of state, out of town type of thing, and it's especially here. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
It's very frustrating.
See, I had my braces for 2 years, and I used the same orthodontist that most people in my town used for like most of the friends that had braces. We all got our braces done at the same place, the same person. The only difference, some people had theirs done at the hospital. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. I think someone's... Honestly, I don't know. I never asked. I thought it was a bit weird that they had it done at the hospital.
You have
yeah, like
a hygienist in your hospital?
I didn't think we did. I just know that some people had their braces put on at the hospital.
I'll never forget having them popped off my
'Cause I was
teeth,
like-
though.
Because oh god, yeah, that was the best feeling when I had them taken off.
Where's your teeth like?
I
don't. Yes, dude.
Because it's so smooth. Because they like
filed your
not
teeth,
filed it down.
but, like-
Yeah, they filed it down to get the glue off,
Yeah.
and so it was so smooth, and I was just there like.
It was the most
the
awkward.
entire time.
Yeah, it was the most awkward feeling. I have a picture from like, I don't know if I still have it. I'll have to look. But from years and years ago, I got my braces off. I was sitting there with the most awkward smile on my face. I hadn't smiled in like 3 years.
Yeah.
And it was like
The first time you smile without braces on is always the weirdest thing, because that's when you start to establish what your smile is, what your smile will be forever then.
Yeah.
Mine is kind of stuck like this, so...
I'm still working on that, but it was just like, I don't know, it was such like a relief feeling though. I mean, I don't think like, yeah, grills are one thing, but like looking back to that teeth sharpening thing, I like to not growl but like grit my teeth a lot. It's like that's usually how
you're a jaw clencher as well.
Yeah. So I mean,
I've got I don't know if you can notice, but a new insecurity of mine that I found through TikTok is everyone there's a big trend of like people with anxiety clench their jaw, and then I started looking in the mirror and I was like, oh, I clench my jaw a lot too. And then I looked and I really looked at my jaw and I was like, it's wonky. And now I can't not see it.
I'm sorry
Every
for
time I look in the
laughing.
mirror, I just see that my jaw is wonky.
No, I mean,
But it's okay, you can laugh.
I didn't want to laugh, but like, Jesus, I do it too. That's the thing. It's like,
Yeah.
man, like I could only imagine. Thank God for masks. Honestly, I could only imagine walking around and like looking at me, like just like gritting my teeth under my mouth. Like,
Yeah.
what is that guy doing? What the?
Masks have allowed us to like pick up, I feel like, weird habits walking around
Yeah.
that we wouldn't usually do. Like, I'll sometimes just walk around with my mouth.
Dude.
Like, you know, I'm walking around like this because nobody can see me do it.
You
so
catching
I'm gonna do
flies.
it.
You're walking around catching flies.
But with the mask on.
See, that's the
So,
I don't know, like, I saw these things on TikTok. People were like, I can make it look like I'm smiling all the time, like by I forgot what it was, like smiling and then like losing it and then like holding your eyes to a certain position, and it's
Yeah.
like, I'll just be walking around like, let me try it, and I cannot imagine how stupid I look just trying to like.
oh
fake
yeah, because
smile.
you'd be sat there like,
Yeah, I'm just like, just fake smiling in and out for like 20 minutes trying to get
so
it straight.
all they would see is
Yeah, I mean, like, trying to make
they
the
would
right
just see
facial
the
expression.
constantly just
Yeah, looking at my phone, like,
scarier at that, I think.
Yeah,
Just
like,
why
are
does
you-
this dude Twitch now? Is he good? Just
is he eyeballing me? It's like, you'd be, like, holding your phone out, and I'd be like, how do I get this shit straight? And it's like, oh, wait, there's people, like, we're in a Walmart. This is a Walmart.
that's not even. I have a story about okay, so I was walking back home and I was listening to Spotify And a song came on, a random shuffle on my playlist, and it was called Come On Feel the Noise, you know, come on feel the noise.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's spelled C-U-M, which I never realised until I noticed it that one day, and I looked at my phone when the song came on and I saw Come On Feel the Noise. And so instinctively I go to my household group chat and I'm like, has this always been called this? And we're having a conversation about it while I'm walking home, and I get lazy, I don't want to type, so sometimes I will just record voice memos.
Oh man.
But when I do that, I tend to forget that I'm in public. So sometimes, you know, there will be people walking behind me when I say stuff. So I think, oh God, I said something like, come on. Will come back to me because I'm going to look for the audio file so I can play it for you.
No, I mean, I'll do that, but like, it's in a different sense. Like, I'll be like, we were taught to use our inside and outside voice, don't get me wrong, but like, since creating content, I use my outside voice a lot. Like, part of me is rage and screaming for my videos. So recently, like, I've noticed more and more so, like, I'm in Walmart and I'm like telling my sister something across the aisle and I'm literally screaming at her, almost not like screaming, but I'm like yelling at that sense.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're looking at me weird, and I'm like, ooh. And it was like, I think the most prominent example was we were taking our dogs out and we had a tarp in the backyard and it blew over. And I said, I dropped the F-bomb, and like, I was like, fuck, and I was like, I said it really loud, and I'm like, this shit, and I was cussing, I was going off on a ramble, and the person next to us, that lives next to us, they're like, you good? And I'm like, I swore I was saying that under my breath. I was so embarrassed it was dark, but at that moment, I knew my face was blood red. I'm like, oh no, what have I done? You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
So now more and more, I'm like trying not to speak so loud. It was something I noticed too with people. It's like they're talking really quietly, and it's like, it's almost like that I envy them. Is like, teach me how you speak so quietly. I couldn't imagine how embarrassing that would be, especially in that sort of conversation, though. What the?
Yeah, like this instance that I was on about, the woman was walking behind me with her bags of shopping, and I didn't even realise. And when I turned around and clocked her, she crossed the road. After she heard what I said, clocked me, I looked at her and she crossed the road, and I thought, yep,
she knows.
What, fair enough.
She...
The thing is, I didn't even say. Now that's gonna make me sound like I did something real bad. I didn't say anything that bad. I found it.
Okay.
I found a. So, Come On Feel the Noise by Quiet Riot.
Right.
And I said this. Much as I appreciate his offer, I don't want to get cummed on to feel the noise. Could you hear that?
Yeah.
That's what I said. And, yeah, there was a woman behind me. She crossed the street as soon as I said that.
Oh my god.
I mean, fair enough, she also probably didn't want to get cummed on to feel the noise.
I don't think I would. I need to figure out which ones were actually illegal.
Eye transplants.
Oh yeah.
I have a list. Eye transplants are illegal is illegal in most countries, the same as transdermal implants.
Wouldn't the transdermal implant kind of fall under like Little Uzi Vert's Diamond though, or was that a different type?
I don't know. I tried to search it up and nothing came.
Here, let me look. The implant is not illegal.
I think it is though. Because isn't it, if he takes it out a certain way, it could kill him?
Oh, right. That's right. He said, he had that tweet. That tweet went crazy on all platforms. It was like, if I take this thing out, it could kill me. And I'm like, you're serious? I mean, I think that would be the only thing, like, for that extent, like, holding me back, like, for those type of piercings or whatever. I guess you could say they're more of an implant than a piercing, but I mean, that's terrifying almost. It would make sense why it would be illegal.
Right.
It could cause legal issues with the artist, or would it even be an artist, or would you have somebody like from?
No, those instances usually it has to be a medical professional because of just how intricate the procedure is. A lot of them require anaesthetic, so you need a medical license. You can't handle anaesthetic without it, which is usually where the legal trouble comes in, where people are doing it without a medical license and without the training to do so.
Yeah, I think that would I think that makes sense. The next one outside of for the illegal ones was eye transplants, right? I wonder how that would work though, because I was under the impression that, like, I'm not going to say that the eye was goo, but like I didn't know. Let's just say when I heard of eye surgeries, I didn't know there were, like, you could like pull away from the layers of the eye.
Yeah, it's when I was looking into it, I saw what I was reading, and it was saying about how it's this very, very thin layer between your eye, like it's kind of just under a layer of your eye, just there, and one of them was just a little middle finger. Was it plastic? I don't know. It looked it. But like, I just, just a bit of something in your eye, but just on purpose. But I couldn't really tell that it was there at first. So it begs the question of, was it worth it? Is it necessary?
Yeah, that's true. I would be terrified to tear it.
Because it looks like it would cause a lot of pain. First and foremost, that it would be a difficult procedure to have done, because I can only imagine that separating layers of the eye is not going to be easy. Also, the risk of eye damage. Is it really worth an implant to risk potential blindness?
Yeah, see, that's what I was getting at. I would be scared I would tear it and it would, like, mess up my eye, because I rub my eyes, like you rub your eyes, you know what I mean? Like, I would be scared if I went up to rub my eye and I would just...
I'm scared enough of contact lenses to be scared of eye transplant. Not transplants, eye implants.
Yeah, like, the necessity of it. I mean, I would imagine it would work in the same way you would do a cataract surgery, like you were to remove that layer of the eye and then, like... But is it necessary if it's not noticeable? I mean, I'm sure it's a sense of expression for some people.
Right.
But like you said, it was very noticeable.
Risk reward, though, I would just think, for me personally, weighing up, the risk just doesn't outweigh the reward that comes with an eye implant, for me at least. Yeah, I just... No, yeah. I would presume it would also cost a lot of money for essentially what is very little. Because it's not like you can have a huge implant, because your eye is only so big. You can't make it too big where it's going to impair vision or leak and poke out of the eyeball, or be too big. But I can't imagine that it'd be cheap to have done, even if it is a bit of plastic that's going under one of the layers of your eyes.
No, I can imagine that it would cost a pretty penny. That's for sure. What else? We could keep, yeah. A different type of implants that, something that was kind of received, there was a mixed reaction to this type of implant. It was magnetic. A lot of people thought it was fake. But there were videos on TikTok of this couple that had these things and, like, these doors in their house that was activated through the magnets in their wrist. And I remember the one video had like 11.5 million likes at one. I think it got taken down. Not sure why, but the video, again, was very popular. It might have been views rather than likes. Don't quote me on that. However, again, it was... People were questioning the necessity of it again, and I mean...
Right. As opposed to just using a key or a key card or a passcode.
Right. And I when I mean, like, they were using it on cabinets in their house.
Why are your cabinets locked anyway?
That's what people were questioning. Why would you need it on, like, something you literally just have a handle for?
Some sort of undercover crime boss kind of necessity, that.
Like some secret room, like you have this, like...
Yeah, like, all of my cupboards are locked because I actually have a lot of guns in them and laundered money.
There's
So
weed lining the...
chip.
There's weed lining the walls. No,
It's
I
just
mean...
bricks of cocaine just stacking.
My dad would know a lot about that. For the majority, not the majority, for the most part, I think their response was to their kids and not wanting them to...
Have to get the chip to open their cupboards.
Right. Something. I forgot what it was. It was like the most the most small reason as to why they had it. It was like, I mean, I guess if you're with moderation like that, go for it.
If you have the money to waste on something like that, then by all means.
Yeah.
If you have the money to throw at something like that, then why not?
Like I said, I had my own questions about it, like the questions of necessity about it, but yeah. I mean, people were really dragging it, taking it too far, and I don't think it was necessary. Like, again, that's something they chose to
I
do.
mean, like, I have my own reservations about it. Would I have it done? No, I wouldn't.
Right.
Also, like, if they have kids, and say their kid wants to just get a bag of chips, crisps, whatever, out of the cupboard, but they can't, because they don't have the chip.
No.
They can't unlock their cupboard, so they're just sat. They can't have a snack.
I would be so mad if I walked up to the cabinet and I had to have somebody else open it for me constantly. I just don't think I could. All right, let me text.
But like, I also wouldn't want to like have to make my kids get the chip to just live in the house. You know what I mean? Like, that shouldn't be a requirement of being able to just have the full functionality of the house. Unless the chip is only for secret things that they are allowed to access, in which the question should more be, what are you hiding from us?
No, yeah, right.
Not so much, why have you done that? More, what are you hiding? What have you done that requires this much security?
You want to come in here? I don't blame you, buddy. Come here. Honey, come on. Come on, honey. Honey. Come on, buddy. I'm going to be having my dog join us for the rest of the podcast.
What's your dog's name?
Heine.
Heine.
Listen. Listen.
Hi, Heine.
It's not the most respectful name for him because it's literally naming
him.
After yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, him.
The plot thickens. No interesting points to make on body mods? What's your opinion on dog ear cropping?
Yeah, what's your opinion on ear cropping in dogs? Yeah? Is that what you think? I respect
He's
your
just
opinion.
like, I don't know, man. Put me down.
I respect your opinion. He's gonna want to lay here. He's tired. They've been out all day. I mean, all this talk about body mods, there's definitely a few fears that come to mind when having them. I think the most prominent example for me is a while back on Twitter, there was a video going around of a girl who had got her nipple piercing caught, and it pulled a nerve out, a bare nerve, from her chest, and she thought...
No, whoa. Hang on. Caught on what?
She...
Like, just her clothes? Like, oh.
Yeah, she thought it got caught.
No, you're not about to tell me that it like just got caught on her t-shirt and then it just ripped out her whole ass like spaghetti through a tunnel. Oh god.
You couldn't really see it. I don't really remember
I
it.
don't think you would want to see it.
I don't. But
Ow.
the video cut.
Ow.
Yeah, the video cut with her taking scissors and cutting the nerve.
No.
She blacked out.
Nipple. She just.
Then I can't even imagine. I feel secondhand pain from that. Like, you know what I mean? Not.
It was bad enough that I had to visualize the just it coming
or even
out.
feeling.
Let alone just her then having to cut it after.
Like, I would have no idea what a bare nerve would feel like to touch a bare
No,
nerve.
me neither.
But I feel it, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
that feeling that you can't feel, but you feel.
Like, yeah.
It-
Like, right now, I just...
See, that's what's scary for me, I think, the most, like, with most of these piercings are, not body modifications, because most of them don't really propose much of a, hazardous risk other than the eye.
Other than when you get them done in the first place.
Yeah.
And infection risks and stuff like that, which is in place for most body mods, really. There's an infection risk.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely something I've always feared, because when I had earrings, I even worried about it with my ears, because I have long hair. Earrings would sometimes get caught on my hair, or like, you know, caught on my t-shirt, my jumper when I'm taking it off, putting it on. So the worry was always there of like, what if it got yanked out of my ear?
Right.
Luckily, never happened, but it was terrifying.
Yeah, I think with, like...
Put me off piercings, for sure.
Oh, yeah,
little bit.
definitely. Like, I think, like, piercings that go in, like, one side, and, like, people get piercings up by their eyebrows or whatever. That's one thing. But, no, yeah, like, that's what my only issue with ear stretching is, like, how, like, not weak, but, like, flimsy it would be, almost. Like, how easy it could tear, in my opinion.
I suppose it depends on how big you stretch it.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's a certain point, I think it's like, you know, you can have it this big still, and it would shrink to a relatively standard size piercing if you were to just leave it unstretched for a while with nothing in it. But then there's some where if you push past that and then they start getting heavy and bigger, then irreversible damage.
Right.
Like I saw one TV show, World's Strictest Parent, and some kid got sent off and he had stretched ears, and the guy was like, nope, you have to take them out. They are not allowed here in Turkey. We don't like them. We find them uncomfortable to look at. So he took it out, but they were like, your ear, it just dangles, like, so you need to sort it out. And they were like, well, what can I do with it? Because you won't let me wear the thing that makes it look neater, but you don't want me to have it in, so I have to leave my ear, like, dangling. So eventually he had to just loop it over his ear.
Oh my god.
Like, the stretched ear was just over his ear.
That's... Wow.
Mm.
I mean... I don't know. I mean...
Like a little strap, almost.
Oh, wow. I mean... I could... I don't know. It's like... You don't want to be disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
But... You know what I mean? Like... Now you're just almost being, like, nitpicky. Like,
I had a friend in school that had a pierced ear, a stretched ear. She just sat there and just put pens through it and pencils through it, and
really?
yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
I think yeah, we're not friends anymore, however, but a friend from a while back, she was trying to stretch her ears more and more so.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't quite understand it at the time. I was like trying to understand it is like the size difference, because it was in a measurement or Yeah, and a measurement I didn't quite understand, so it was always confusing. Another type of, I guess not really fear, but like the people who get genital tattoos, I think, would be like, because that's permanent damage to something you need. Well, not need, no, but you're gonna want to have. You know what I mean? Like
Genital piercings or tattoos?
piercings, or what was it? The beads. Oh,
The yeah, so there is one type of extreme body mod for men, and it is called genital beading.
right.
If you are very, very sensitive to listening about things to do with, I guess,
Not safe for work.
flesh being scooped from areas you don't want being scooped from, I would consider skipping 2 minutes ahead, just out of safeness. You've been warned, it's not pleasant sounding, so stop listening now if it'll, trigger you, or not trigger you, but, if it will make you uncomfortable. Put that going forward. So basically, the shaft of your penis, they will get these large gauge syringes and just take like holes, puncture holes in the shaft of your penis, and then insert titanium or plastic or silicone beads
Ooh.
under the skin, and then close it back up. Sometimes also done with a scalpel when not able to be done with a syringe.
Oh my god. That would hurt.
Yeah.
I would hope you would be under for that.
I would presume you would have to be, because that's one of the most sensitive parts of your body. If you were to let someone free go at that with a syringe, I would power to you, because I would never be able to.
Power to you. Oh my god. Oh my god. No. I mean, that would probably be the most, like, no-go thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
For sure.
like, what kind of damage could that leave, though? You know what I mean?
I mean, you have to be careful, because, like, infection, scar tissue could easily build up and just cause inflammation to the area. Just generally, I wouldn't, Generally, I wouldn't recommend having it done, because I feel like you're not meant to have metal there. Just, in and around.
It would seem the body would reject it.
I would have thought so.
Yeah.
Men are not meant to be ribbed for her pleasure. Leave that to the condoms, please. Don't get these sort of
or the dildo
implants. Yeah.
Yeah. I would think. I mean, but if that's what you want to do.
I just worry, like, it'd hurt a lot. Chunks out of your penis.
No. I don't.
I mean, like, penises are weird looking as is, right? Imagine then metal beads.
To add ridges.
It looked like something out of Cyberpunk.
No, straight up. The cyberpunk penis.
I'm surprised that wasn't an option.
I mean, that game literally had everything anyway, right?
Yeah, near enough. There are things I didn't think they'd have, like, you didn't think you'd be able to customize the length of your nails.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, hey.
Long nails, short nails, middle length nails. Choice is yours.
The choice is yours.
Foreskin, no foreskin, choice is yours.
Wow. I'm surprised you were able to stream that.
So was I, but the first week that Cyberpunk was released, Twitch released a statement on Twitter, and it was like, we're okay with you showing the in-game genitals, you know, and there will be some scenes that are kind of raunchy, just as long as it's not the main focus of the stream and it's not like taking up the majority of the time of your stream. Like, you know, as long as you're not streaming on Twitch just the prostitution scenes and the sex scenes in the game, then you're alright.
Yeah, it's
or,
like,
you know, you're not walking around with your schlong out all the time.
As long as you're not like hopping on GTA to go to a strip club every night, you know what I mean? It's like that type of treatment.
So we've touched a lot on the different kinds of extreme moddy mods. Moddy mods.
Moddy bods.
So we've touched upon a bunch of different kinds of extreme body mods that are available and also not available. Very, very illegal. But what if you had to choose from that list to just get one? If you had to get one right now, what would it be and why? What would you get and why?
Okay, so probably teeth sharpening because, I mean, again, I think it would be just cool for the aesthetic of it in the end. I mean, I'm not saying that I growl or, like, you know, I don't growl or, like, grit my teeth at people, but, like, I have taken pictures for, like, I'm just, like, gritting my teeth, and I think it would just be, like, fit for a cool aesthetic. I don't know.
I respect that.
But what about you? I mean, if there was one, would you?
Realistically, no. But like, if I had to pick one, probably stretched ears. But I wouldn't get them stretched that much.
Yeah.
But it's because it's the closest thing to a piercing, which I've already had. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I'd probably get my ears pierced, like,
just like
I don't know. Yeah, like small, but like, you know, reversible.
Yeah.
Reversible, yeah.
That's understandable.
But realistically, would I get that done? Probably not.
Yeah.
I have very small earlobes, so probably wouldn't even work. I'd probably end up just tearing them.
That's an interesting thing. Like, how do they make it work? I'm sure it would be time consuming, like a time-based thing.
Yeah. So my friend, back years ago, I had a sleepover and my friend brought her ear stretching kit, because she was going up another level in ear stretching, and me and my friend wanted to see how it worked. So we sat there. She was in the kitchen just stretching her ears, and basically it's a lot of like just gradually increasing the size, letting it sort of set, I guess, and then increasing again, but just making sure that you don't do it too quickly where it stretches too quick and like damages the skin, and has enough time to like heal, but also like you give it enough time to like set.
Right. That seems to make sense. I mean, that's how I can imagine it would go anyway, you know what I mean?
Well, that has been all for today's episode of Mind Tank, the wonderful world of body mods. Finally complete, finally delved into. Maybe we'll touch back on it again in future topics one day, or we'll, you know, revert back to it. But for now, that is enough for that. Next week, we begin with the rest of our wonderful topics that we have in store.
Yeah.
So, very exciting. You have a lot to look forward to, I assure you. And with that being said, we want to thank you for stopping by again and watching another episode of Mind Tank. If you liked it, be sure to leave a like. Maybe subscribe if you want to stick around. And and
check out our Spotify.
Yes. Link in the description to the Spotify version of this podcast will be in the description below.
Yeah. All right.
And with that being said, we'll see you
next
guys next week.
Yep.